All right, so hey Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode 292.
Are you putting up a number on it?
Yeah, why not?
All right,
because the last one was 291.
Yeah, but I thought this was going to be a film out right after Christmas.
And the show we just shot is the show right before Christmas. So, welcome to episode 292. I'm more drunk than he is, and I've still got. Well, I've got better. I published. That's how it goes.
Better spatial time.
We got 3 Rieslings. We finished a Chardonnay show. We're like, let's knock one more out. Chaz goes downstairs, comes up with 3 Rieslings. I'm not going to complain. I hope you're not either.
Yeah, so I've been sort of collecting Rieslings to film a show eventually with them, and this is kind of a weird lineup. But we've got 3 different vineyards, or 3 different Rieslings all from Oregon, and kind of from different places, right? We've got the Teutonic Crow from 2014, the Reustle from 2013, and the Medici from 2012, which I think what we'll start with.
Cool.
Medici's an old vineyard. Don't know exactly how old, but it's pretty dang old. It's like 40 years plus. Right?
It's in that neighborhood, and we haven't had much experience with it. But I honestly want to give a shout out to like Chris Berg and Joe Swick. They've had some experience with them. Chris used to make wine there. Joe does make wine there now. Kind of brought our attention to it, kind of through conversations, and so I'm like, man, we should check out some of this old vine Riesling someday.
Well, so I've seen their Pinot Noir places all like regularly.
Teutonic worked with them for a while too, but yeah,
sure. But I've seen their wines from places, their Pinot Noirs from places from time to time, but I have not seen their Riesling. I didn't even know they made this. Like, this is the first time I've ever seen this bottling? Have you seen this before?
I don't think I've seen it specifically. Do they don't
exactly.
Have it on they don't have it named. Just
I was walking down Hawthorne and ran into there's a wine shop right off Hawthorne by like where the Starbucks is, 40 something. But there's a wine shop down there. Looking through their stuff, they got a bunch of weird choices, and I'm like, what the is this Medici Vineyard?
It's 2 bleeps and less than a minute. Thanks, Jess.
Sorry. Second show. Anyway. Try it out.
Medici Riesling 2012, Willamette Valley.
I'm trying to tell a story. Nick keeps cutting me off about my bleeps. So, yeah.
Smells like Riesling, a little bit oxidized.
Yeah, oxidative notes are definitely coming out of it, right? But it's like kind of a bruised apple.
I would say apples,
rich apple,
edging
apple
a little towards little baked. Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Apple pie. Got a lot of pie. Apple pie.
Touch of citrus, touch of floral. But mostly apple. But that's all right. Honestly, kind of what I expect from American Riesling. Maybe a little older than this, but 12's getting in the past behind us. We're getting older. The wines are getting older.
Sure. Yeah, I'd say the apple flavors are definitely the strongest aroma of this, and like it is edging towards like a sort of pie apple or like a little bit of cinnamon spice or something. But
works really well on the palate, though.
Huh?
I really like the apple flavors.
This tastes just like apple pie.
I really like the spice flavors. I feel like you took a bite of apple pie before the crust was totally done.
Totally.
I'm getting like a little bit of that less than fully baked flour thing going on. A little bit
fully baked flour.
Yeah, I know. This is like undercooked pie crust or something like that.
Okay.
Which is better than being over oxidized for sure. Better than being too heavy. Good sense of acidity. Good sense of complexity to the apple flavors. I don't know where that kind of structural flavor comes from. I don't even have a guess.
This is kind of cool. Like if you like a sort of a cinnamon applesauce sort of flavor, this has got that in spades. This reminds me of like the applesauce my mom used to make when I was young, and it's delicious. This is definitely not with Rieslings. There's certain Rieslings where you're like, oh, I want super fresh, or like whatever. Like this has sort of like a little bit of richer flavor. The oxidative qualities are definitely a strong component of this wine. It's not that sort of like fresh, lively Riesling. This is a little more applesaucey pie, like apple pie. But man, like surprisingly delicious in that regard. Typically, when we get those kind of wines on the show, the oxidative qualities can be a little bit too strong, or they're a detracting factor for me. I would say they are normally. I don't find this a problem. I like drinking this.
Yeah, and I can go either way. Like, it's definitely easy to take oxidation too far. This is a little more than I'd expect to be at this young age. But I've also found that a lot of Oregon Rieslings tend to be a little more oxidized than I usually expect. I think it's trying to avoid reductive flavors and things like that, make it a little more accessible early on. Yeah. But it's not falling apart in any way.
No,
yeah.
not at all.
Honestly, that weird flowery thing is the only detractor I've got for it. Other than that, I think it's really approachable. Some really enjoyable flavors, real friendly. Not a ton of complexity, nothing that's really like waking me up. But nice.
This could almost be like entire like the sort of cinnamon applesauce. Like that's all like the flavors really are to me. But man, the acid is nice. It's well integrated. It's kind of delicious. Like, and I think if you don't mind some oxidative qualities in your Riesling, this is drinking fantastic now. If you are not a fan of oxidative qualities and you're not going to like this, I think it's delicious. 88 points, somewhere in there. I would totally, if the acid wasn't in the place it is and it wasn't showing as integrated, this would be much lower. This would be like in the 82 point range, but there's no edges to this. It's nice and soft. The flavors are supple and delicious. Like, they're easy to comprehend. It's nice.
He's got a great point. The acidity is in balance very well with the flavors right now. It's going to be 86 points for me. The comment I want to make is I feel really good about this in two places in a meal. I feel like as kind of like the second course, so you've had like your welcome wine, your salads, and you've got like, you know, like a little light grain dish or maybe a lighter chicken dish or something like that, where it's a little heavier than the salad. I think it fits in really well there, and I also feel like it would go really well with some Christmas cookies, even though it's not all that sweet. I think a little bit of that floral character, a little bit of that apple spice would be really nice later in the day. I know a lot of you watching this will have some Christmas cookies left over. If you see one of these on the shelves, check it out.
Well, I could even see this going with like a really sharp, like whatever.
Nice cheese, something like that.
Well, I was actually going to say like a sharp green salad, like a green salad with like some heavy citrus over the top of it, because I think there's enough sugar in this to round that out. I mean, like this, we're talking 8% alcohol on this. Like, we're low, right? And this is Spätlese level Riesling.
I guess so. Right. I wouldn't have guessed that. Blame the Chardonnay, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
I would say this might be the first show we've shot in a long time where I'm more drunk than Chaz is, but. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
I hope you like the whole settings.
Joy provided us with a little motif. Joy. So a little off-camera pour eventually.
Say Merry Christmas, Joy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There we go.
All right, little rinse.
Little tiny
rinse.
Tiny rinse. Very civilized rinse. Oh, nice. From the best vintage, the vintage of the. At least in the decade of Willamette Valley.
Come on.
Willamette Valley.
This is not Willamette Valley.
Correct. What do we got here?
This is the Reustle or Russell. I never know how to pronounce their name, so I'll just...
And how many times have you been there?
A lot.
More than 5?
More than 10.
That's fantastic. All right. More than 10. So you must like what they do.
So my mom is a club member there.
I didn't know that. And we've had their wines on the show a number of times, and I think it's kind of fun because... They don't have one of the big marketing presences, right?
They don't.
Like, they've been in the game in Southern Oregon for a long time, but I don't see them in ads. I don't see them in trade shows. But they've been in the game for a long time. They've got a lot of focus on their specific vineyard blocks.
Yep. They seem to... Well, they don't put any wines out to publications. They don't seem to even, like, really advertise that much.
Sure.
But through word of mouth, simply alone in the Southern Oregon area, like through Roseburg and wherever, they have created a name for themselves.
Which is cool.
And I will say, if you are ever in Southern Oregon tasting, they do put on they're really trying to put on a high class tasting experience. They have built a wine cave, and like you pass all of the wine barrels leading into the place where you taste the wines. So they've done a large effort, and I think for Southern Oregon, it's definitely one of the more high class tasting experiences.
All right.
I don't agree with all their wines every year, but I will say that they definitely knock it out of the park on a regular basis. Especially for Southern Oregon, which is a region that is still, I think, trying to sort itself out. Like, what do we do?
Yeah. And do you feel like they're representative of Southern Oregon? Like, they're one of the keystones of, like, if you want to experience Southern Oregon, go to Russell?
Yeah, because I think they do Pinot Noir well. Like, we've had Pinot Noir on the show with them a couple times.
I've really enjoyed a couple of them.
I've been really surprised by how well their Pinot Noir. Like, you're like, man, this tastes like Willamette Valley. No, this is Southern Oregon Pinot Noir, which is Cat's doing a burnout.
So this specific Riesling is from the Engedi Bloc and the Onyx Bloc in Prairie Rock Vineyards. So I'm not sure if they pick Riesling from many other blocks or if these are the only Riesling blocks, but over time, I suspect we'll find out because you'll go back there someday, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I believe the Prairie Rock Vineyards are basically just their huge estate. They've got a large amount of land out in the Melrose area and southern Umpqua area, northern Umpqua area of Roseburg. But the reason I thought this wine was really cool was that we had the 2013 Melrose Riesling on, like, I don't know, 10 shows ago.
I'll remember that forever.
It made quite a impression with Dan. I've given it out to a lot of friends. It was a really good wine. And when we tasted out here recently, I would say 6 months ago, I thought this was quite nice too. Cool. I don't think it was on that level, but I think that it was a delicious Riesling from Southern Oregon. And that just the fact that more good Riesling is being produced from that area kind of gets me excited. So it was. And
I've got a warm spot in my heart for people who are trying to make good Riesling, no matter where they are and no matter what they're working with, because the grape matters to me, and I love the fact that you're trying to grow. You're trying to do it wherever you're at.
Absolutely. This smells awesome.
I actually am really enjoying the nose.
Right?
On this.
It smells good. Oh man, I'm glad it's showing.
Really great apples. Kind of a floral texture, a little bit of like stony earth. I'm going to say a little more sulfur, a little bit of that in there, which probably contributes to the freshness and the readiness of the wine. But
stone fruitiness as well, like a peachy, somewhat pear fruited. But the aromas are nice, right? Like, it smells good.
And I honestly, I guess non-Mosel German based on the nose. I guess like Rhine or something like that based on the nose alone.
Yeah, it smells good, man. I really liked it.
Wow.
So
yeah. Jeez.
Right? I'm impressed. The 2013 Southern Oregon Rieslings are good, man. Sorry, you gotta bleep me again.
Yeah, I might not there. That's
I
can see if this is not the normal block, I can see why they split this out. Like this is noteworthy.
It's impressive. So it reminds me a lot, like the way the fruit concentration is on the palate reminds me a lot of like near dry, like Hauptstrachen Mosel Rieslings. I mean, they don't have the sort of
alcohol's higher. This has got to be Trachen, right?
12.8. It's got a little bit of sweetness, I think. It's just off dry, I think. But they remind me of sort of the concentrated flavors you get out of like Hauptstrachen Rieslings from Germany. Like just a little bit of sweetness. This doesn't have the minerality, I would say, that the German Rieslings can carry. Like German Rieslings typically carry a good amount of that, but like the fruit concentration on the palate is just wonderful.
And it doesn't have the depth of the really good ones.
Sure.
But this totally keeps up with
like
that
15 or 16.
Yeah, and this totally keeps up with I think the average dry Riesling from Rhine-ish region. And for those of you who don't know, right, like I feel myself to be pretty knowledgeable about the Mosel. Once you get outside of that in Germany, it really kind of tapers off. But boy, this is I'm
really glad I just brought another winter home today.
Yeah.
Like I'm just. Southern Oregon has been doing a great job with the Riesling lately. Melrose, you crushed it last time,
and this is 5 years old at this point too, which is hard to wrap the head around. But it really
5 years. It's 2013.
Oh, it says 10 on the back. Yeah, that's hilarious.
They
10 the winery of the year.
They pimped that they were the small winery of the year.
Gotcha. So this is the 13. Never mind.
The reason I thought this was important is because the Melrose Riesling that we liked so much was 2013, and this was 2013, and I'm like, man. You guys got to make this wine every year. Don't make whatever you were making before because, I mean, I just didn't like it so much. Like, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
So
it really is. It makes me excited for what you're going to make in the future. It makes me excited for the fact that I would almost guarantee that there is untapped potential for Riesling in Southern Oregon. I look forward to tasting it.
What would you score? Do we score the last one? I don't think we scored the last one. Oh, we did.
Yeah.
So this is 89 to 90 points, and I can say that like just causally, it's the concentration of fruit is wonderful. The acid and the way that the wine delineates through the finish is really nice. Acid lingers for a long amount of time. The texture is really delicious. There are some tertiary, or not tertiary flavors, just secondary flavors that are really kind of special and fun. It's nice. I really can't find any faults with it. It's got like a little bit of like tartness on the finish that you could say is like a little bit of a attracting factor, but it's, I mean, for $16 a bottle, that's what I think I paid for it. It crushes.
I'm going to take a step back from him. I'm going to go 87 points. I'm feeling a little bit less integration here. Of course, I think I'm always a little more critical when it comes to Riesling. That said, there are interesting flavors. There's a good sense of balance. I feel like this is more dry than Halbtrocken. I think this is really drifting towards even like critically Trocken, since things get a little more ripe here. 12.8 might still not be totally dry. Sure. A little bit of RS there.
Yep.
But I'm more critical about dry wines than I am about slightly sweet wines, and this still is working well. I honestly am super excited about trying more wines from these folks.
I'm just glad you liked it. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm with you. Like there is potential for Riesling in Southern Oregon, and B, beyond potential, like it's happening now. If you're a big Riesling lover, if you're really trying to educate yourself about wine in the United States and the state of Oregon, if you're not trying Riesling from Southern Oregon in 2013, you're missing the boat. Don't miss the boat.
And there is a good amount of wine still there. Yeah. So
tons. And the price is low, and the price will be low for a decade at least, if not longer, right? Like because the Willamette Valley, the Riesling's people are starting to figure it out.
Yep. I think Southern is still trying to figure themselves out. So.
Totally, and I feel like there are going to be misses too, right? Like we're finding some hits here and there.
Yep.
But I feel like there's still going to be some struggle. But that's what keeps the price down, and B, that's what makes some things exciting. Shout out to Ovum Wines. He's working some vineyards in Southern Oregon that making some real magic out of there too. So in our lifetimes, we're going to see great things out of there.
It's true.
Get in on it.
All right, crush that, because we got another wine to drink. We've been talking too much.
So on to wine number 3.
So the fourth wine, I had bought this about a year ago.
All right. Wine number 3 is not the fourth wine, but
I bought this a year ago, which is surprising because it's a 2014 Crow Valley Riesling, a single vineyard. But I intended on doing a show on it, and it just happened to come about now, and so here we are. We're drinking some Teutonic Riesling.
Yep.
So
put that rinse away.
We should probably drink the rinse.
Love these guys. They're just starting a winery, or moving their winery up into Portland City. So great for them. So great for all of us that can go visit them, taste their stuff at the new winery. It's not open yet, but they're starting construction.
More wine for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there. And the Crow Valley has been one of their longest holdings. They've been working with fruit from there for quite a few years, and always one of the Riesling producers to watch. I feel like every year they make at least one Riesling that I'm like, man,
crushes it.
Yeah, this is fantastic stuff coming out of Oregon. They're making their mark, making the definition of what Oregon is capable of. Some years they're making a few that really make that happen, and their portfolio keeps expanding. They make a lot of great white blends. I think the Alcy Bloc is one of America's noteworthy wines.
Great.
A lot of different Pinot Noirs. Definitely check them out if you haven't yet.
Having been around Barnaby a few times and seeing like the whole facility and like how he makes wine, like he's a bit of a mad scientist.
Totally.
And it's weird because I think about making wine and I've looked into it, and it seems like a crazy endeavor. And it seems like he's just putting himself out there to like really experimenting.
Yep.
And it just seems like his experiments work so regularly, right? Like it's like so often. Like I'm gonna make this wine this way with like no sulfur, and we're just gonna like see what happens, and boom, he makes a freaking amazing wine, and it happens so consistently with him. And I love his wines. So you guys are doing a fantastic job. So. I haven't tried any of the 2014 Rieslings. I've been really looking forward to it. So here we are.
Prost.
Prost. Ah, it smells good.
Yeah, and definitely more German style. There's definitely more round character to the nose, a little more white flowers.
Yeah,
a suggestion of a little bit of sweetness here, a little more pears rather than those Granny Smith apples.
The floral aromas are definitely strong. Like you can sort of smell, I would say a little tiny bit of an oxidative quality, but it's like so just a touch. Like the Medici Vineyard is like strong in it, but like this is so light.
Yeah.
Apple pear fruits. The floral component is super nice. A little bit of sweetness.
Definitely smooth across the palate, and boy, man, it's been fun to watch his wines develop over the years too. I think what they really bring to the fore is something I've experienced with. In the past, I've said Oregon Riesling, but with this Reustle on the table, I really should specify more Willamette Valley Riesling. They get this nice round, like not explosion, but kind of like just growth of apple fruit on the mid palate. That's really full and round and delicious. And I think with some people it gets overripe, it gets a little soft. Everybody's had the overripe red apples that are a little squishy or whatever, and I think some Rieslings get that way.
Yeah.
This one's not. This is maybe not quite full on crisp honey crisp, but this is like really good red apple.
Agreed.
A little riper than the green, really nice burst of full fruit flavor on the mid palate.
Yeah, it reminds me very distinctly of sort of like red or green apple, but like a good the way that it like bursts, like there's a good burst of fruit flavor on the mid palate. And it's just juicy. It's just like this is like breakfast wine. Like it really is. It's totally easy to drink, super delicious, super fun to drink. The acid comes through not in a harsh way. Like a lot of times, acidity can come through with a little bit of edge. There's no edge to this wine whatsoever. Just super fun to drink.
It's a really delicate and complex evolution off the mid palate. That round fruit kind of flows into a little bit of green apple acidity and has this elegant and complex finish that's really impressive and really shows somebody that's got some experience working with this fruit and how it's going to evolve. This is something that cross varieties is something that I look for when those fruit flavors linger into the finish like this.
Guess what the alcohol content is on this wine?
11.
9.5. Yeah, it's low, man. Like, if there is sugar on this, no, like
at 9.5, there's got to be. At 9.5,
well, so it comes off dry. Like it's weird the way that this wine evolves on the palate. Like there's no sort of sugar or sort of like RS left over, and like I'm not even feeling it like in the lips or anything, which was like a dead giveaway.
No.
If there is RS in this wine, like it's a very small amount, and it's like just surprising that it's so low. It's just juicy and delicious. It's just easy to drink. I don't know.
Boy.
Chaz is drunk.
Yeah,
I like the wine.
This tastes like fruit.
No way, Jose. Am I spitting this stuff out?
Boy.
Yeah.
I've liked this wine in the past, but this is...
Yeah, it's really damn good. Really freaking good. As far as Oregon Riesling is concerned.
You know, of course, check one out. We kind of recommend their stuff all the time, but more to the point, if you have a bottle of this...
It's been a while since we've had them on the show, though.
Yeah, if you have a bottle of this, drink one now. I feel like it's in a really good spot. And you know, and they're always somebody to watch. Yeah, sure, that's 90 points, right? You want to
Agreed.
You want to talk about noteworthy Oregon Riesling?
So this is like a 90 to 91 point wine to me, just for the way that the flavors are integrated. It's super delicious. Like I want to drink more. I will crush this bottle tonight. It's super fun to drink. And it has complexity, like on top of.
And you guys were talking about the Patriot recently, like that. That's we've been doing a lot of Riesling, which I'm down with. This is great.
Yeah, me too.
This is something that's distinctly Oregon to me. I feel like if you blinded me on this Riesling, I feel like this is something that I'd identify as Oregon right out of the gate. And I think those apple flavors are what are really striking to me. Boy, so if you're a super big fan of the show, you can get some insight into what I'm into. You taste this wine as well.
I burped. I'm sorry.
That's 3 wines. That's 2 shows back to back. That's
doesn't happen very often.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, I know. We're getting old. We're trying to be more responsible, but we're here celebrating with you today. Merry Christmas. We hope you guys are having a great time out in the world.
Happy holidays. I hope you and your family are doing well. Honestly, thank you for watching the show, everyone who currently is. We threw like 1 million shout outs in the last show. But
I know, every once in a while we both grew to times like, God, I can't believe we're still doing this. This is such a struggle. Like,
it's
we
fun,
stop.
man.
And then every time we get together and do a show, we're like, God, this is a good time. I don't want to stop doing this show.
No, we're never going to stop filming the show. So if you're a hater, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, haters, get out.
I'm going to get drunk with Dan a lot, and we're just going to film shows.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the internet. That's right.
So, for the Wine is Serious Business episode question of the day.
I'm going to put the leeches on you.
Did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
There you go. Good job. Good job.
Did it? All right.
We're going to drink some wine.
Did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
You got to drink some wine.
Are you going to get what you wanted for Christmas?
We're shooting this show. Like, what is the date today? Like the
20th.
Yeah. So well before Christmas.
Yeah. Do what you wanted?
I
think I got what I wanted.
Yeah. I'm going to be back in Minnesota by the time you guys see this, hanging out with friends and family. It's always a good time when I get back there.
I'm going to have my mom and dad and mom and everyone up here, and it's going to be awesome.
I think we're going to get some sparkling Marquette on the show. Y'all have never had that before. Nobody watching this show has ever tasted
bringing those soda wines back.
Yeah.
All right.
Casota Vineyards.
Casota.
Yeah. You want to talk about the cutting edge? None of this.
Yeah, none of that. All right. Well,
cheers, folks.
We'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays.
300's coming up soon.
Yeah. See you.